What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. I became a legend after my 10-year-long last stand, episode 8. So in this episode, yeah, so Luck, Sia and Celis, like they deal with like the Cavino and his men pretty easily. Like they're dealt with pretty easily. And they're arrested. The Bazer's possibly like there's someone pulling the strings behind Cavino. Luck doesn't know who. And you had so all like the slaves are freed, and there's like some what they call outlawed ham. Basically, it's like sacred beast meat. So like basically, there's some poaching going on. That's what it is. So yeah. So after that, Luck decides to try to repair the hole in the wall in the palace. So he did temporary repairs, but it had been put together pretty well. And so Eric's wife, Levy Arden is, who was a former priestess in Luck's party back in the day, and now married to Eric and has had daughters. So she punches a hole in the said wall because she heard voices, and so basically everything's explained. Eric gets her. Basically, Eric did not want Levy to see that, like the whole, but the way, and so Luck explains the whole situation, like what happened, and then basically then they like try to figure like, and so Luck makes a door to and puts a spell on it to where only a select few people can go through the door. So then basically everyone everyone gathers try to figure out what to do with it. So yeah, so of course like his friends, they got to figure out how to handle what's the deal with Cavino's, like I guess whoever he works for, and then you have so at Luck's house, everyone's trying to I guess they're preparing to eat, whatever, like yeah. So that and then there's like this vampire who turns this one woman to a vampire, and another woman who's nearby looks to be still human. It's like praying to God to forgive her for something. So that should play a role next episode. So yeah, I thought this was a good episode. Like how they ended the whole Cavino stuff, and it is funny seeing Eric and Levy interact. Like those are actually funny interactions, and interesting like how what's the deal with this new vampire? You know, what did this person praying to God do to what for her to be so desperate about you know asking for forgiveness, like as desperate as she is, like obviously something went down. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. The Elusive Samurai season 2 episode 6. So in this episode, it's mentioned, you know, by a Yorishige that Tokiyuki's never cut his hair because like basically having long hair that's not been cut, it's supposed to it's seen as a sign of good luck. And so then, Yorishige's son, Tokitsugu, and grandson, Yoritsugu, Yorishige is actually a lot older than you would think based on how he looks. Yoritsugu is jealous at Tokiyuki's popularity, so it's something that Yorishige passed on his duties as like a god to Yoritsugu while he's like taking care of Tokiyuki. Yoritsugu like arranges things, basically mocks Tokiyuki, makes it look like where Tokiyuki like had challenged Yoritsugu to a showdown, the loser being exiled. And Tokiyuki gets on to Tokitsugu and Yorishige for enabling Yoritsugu's like behavior. And so basically, Yorishige's concerned that basically they're all concerned that if Yoritsugu like doesn't improve his attitude, he'd probably be a bad god. So yeah. So basically then so the competition, the duel, whatever, is a game of tag. So basically, Tokiyuki has to get past Yoritsugu's like retainers and well tag. And so and then Tokiyuki like gets past all the soldiers quick and catches Yoritsugu, but Yoritsugu runs off a cliff when he refuses to concede defeat, and Toki uses hair to save him. So and now Yoritsugu's concerned about Toki losing his hair because that would be him losing his period, but Tokiyuki says, hey, Yoritsugu has the uncut hair, He can be the light purity that we need. So Yoritsugu is able to get back up, and it's really Yoritsugu basically he's been lonely, like hit with Yorishige not being able to spend time with him. So Tokiyuki orders like he orders Yorishige to dote on Yoritsugu and orders Taketsugu to handle a lot of the duties for now. And then Tokiyuki's uncle like Yasui is wondering about what's going on with Tokiyuki, so he's about to enter the story. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I thought this was a good episode. It was freaking funny seeing like the Tokiyuki and Yoritsugu's interactions. That was freaking funny. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Hotspot. So this is like an indie science fiction thriller that released. So what it is like so it's like some point in the near future. Basically, there's this AI called the Head that like basically rules like the main city, whatever. Basically, everyone has to be logged in. If they disconnect too much, they risk their heads blowing up. And there's just few people outside the city that like don't connect where. So what you do is you have like this, detective named Johnny who like investigates a murder by some refugee, the murder of a refugee who like basically that doesn't connect to the head. And so he meets Rana who's like basically is a witch, and the victim's like is like her wife, whatever. And so Rana reads like the victim's mind and learns that Cece, who's one of like Johnny's coworkers, is the killer. So Cece is like executed and basically eaten by like these like I don't know like space slugs or something. I don't know, like space worms or whatever. To like which provides fuel for like the hand or whatever. Yeah, so basically, yeah, with the hand, basically everyone has to eat a jelly, some type of jelly bean each day, and yeah, it's definitely weird. So, the case solved like basically seems like less than halfway through the movie, which is weird. So then, Johnny has to deal with like his wife not trusting the hand, will disconnected herself a lot, and then yeah, stuff happens. Like he goes to like a concert, his wife's concert, and like there's like something like a weird fever dream or something. Like his head gets all messed up, and then where he all starts having a personality. It's like a tiger, and then next day, Rhonda gets inside of Aika's mind and allows her to like hack everyone in the system. A bunch of people get killed. It's like a big blackout, whatever. And then Ron's arrested, and executed. And so Zen, who is Johnny and Ayaka's son, his like something happens where like it's like something possesses him, and he like gets to the edge of like the building, but Johnny's gonna take him down. And then you have like so it's I you know basically Ron said she didn't cause the blackout. I could tell Johnny that she caused it basically by letting Ron in her head with her. And so yeah, so after that, so after being told, Johnny just like breaks. Like he gets full on tiger personality. He like bites Aika's face off and like kills her. Then he like approaches Zen while he's like in that feral state. And then like so but Zen's able to like shoot it's implied that he shoots Johnny and kills him in self-defense. It's implied that that's the case. You don't see the bodies. You hear Zen singing a little bit at the end. But yeah, I was not a fan of it. Very disjointed. Like the way it ends, it's so stupid. Like the fact they solved the cases early. This is a police procedural. This is a movie. So like the case should have been a recurring theme because that was like the more interesting. I was like, okay, let's solve this murder. And they solved that barely. Not much, barely a plot point in this. Like, yeah, yeah, I can't recommend this movie. It's not good at all. Like so boring. Where like yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I can't really recommend it. Well, and that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.